Hello and welcome to Frontrunner Motorsport. Now, a lot of videos have been delayed because once again I have been suffering. After having COVID just a couple of weeks ago, I've now had a mouth infection and a tooth extraction that didn't go great. I'm recovering, but making videos hasn't been top of my priority list. Hence why the Formula E predictions video was late, and the next round of the greatest touring car driver ever Super Tournament has been delayed till this week. But I'm back now. Still in pain, but slightly more able to make videos. So today, let's do another One Race Wonder, the series where we look at the drivers who took part in a single Formula 1 race and look at their story, how they got on the grid and what happened to them after. Today we are going back to the 1950s and looking at French-born racer Francois Picard. So check out the One Race Wonder playlist and remember to subscribe for more motorsport content. Francois Picard was a French businessman, although sadly I can't find what business he was in. Let's just say lingerie salesman. Born in 1929, he began racing sports cars in France in 1949, first racing a Renault 4CV before switching to a Porsche for the next few years. He would take some sports car wins such as the 1952 Agadir Grand Prix in Morocco. In 1953 he switched to privately entered Ferraris, usually sharing the drive with experienced fellow Frenchman Charles Pozzi, a man with experience dating back to pre-war Grand Prix racing and a lot of success in sports cars, as well as also taking part in a single Formula 1 Grand Prix. We may get to Pozzi in this series at some point. The pair would take a few victories in France and North Africa in a Ferrari 500 Mondial over the next few years, even racing for the works team at times. Francois Picard would have his first taste of Le Mans action in 1956, racing for the Los Amigos team in a Ferrari 500 TR alongside Americans Bob Tappan and Howard Hively. They were disqualified for premature refueling. I don't even really know what that means. How can you complete over 100 laps and then be disqualified for refueling before you're supposed to? Did old Le Mans races have rules about when you could refuel? I don't know. I guess they should have waited until they ran out. In 1957, Picard returned with Los Amigos, once again in a Ferrari, but this time partnering future Formula 1 star Richie Ginther. Sadly, a water pump would let them down about halfway through the race, and in 1958, alongside Guatemalan Jaroslav Johan, Picard would only complete 72 laps before a crash ended their race, and so in 3 attempts, Francois Picard never made it to the end of a Le Mans race. But as an experienced sports car racer in North Africa, he was given a chance to race in the first and only Moroccan Formula 1 Grand Prix later in 1958. Francois Picard would race a Rob Walker Cooper Climax Formula 2 car in the race. Being that he was racing a Formula 2 chassis in a Formula 1 race, you shouldn't expect anything spectacular, and Francois Picard qualified last but one, with Andre Guelfi starting last and the only Moroccan to ever race in Formula 1, Robert Lecaz, ahead. The only Moroccan to ever race in Formula 1 was born in Paris, but he was entered as a Moroccan. Francois Picard would last 31 laps before his race was ended in someone else's accident. Belgian Ferrari driver Olivier Gendebin would spin out on the oil left by the failing van wall of Tony Brooks, and Picard would be collected in the accident. Not only did this end his Formula 1 career, but also his racing career, as Picard was left with severe injuries that left him incapacitated for several months and never racing ever again. He'd returned to his business and passed away in 1996. Now, this may not have been the most exciting racing career of all time. In fact, there is very little information out there about Francois Picard. I have no idea what the extent of his injuries from the Morocco crash were. I don't know what business he was involved in or what his favourite colour was. I can't even make Star Trek jokes because I never really watched Star Trek. He was a French businessman and gentleman racer who had some success in his passion for sports car racing and took an opportunity to race in Formula 1 when the chance presented itself. It ended in disaster, but at the very least, Francois Picard can call himself a one race wonder. Thank you for watching this and any other videos you may have checked out on the channel. Why not subscribe and join the fastest growing YouTube channel ever from this particular house? Leave your thoughts in the comments below, leave a like and tell your friends. Thanks again and have a good one.